quite a bit of lightning with it. Heavy rainfall just to the north of really Highway 380 near Decatur as it goes up in between Bowie and Jacksboro. You can see quite a good sized cluster there of showers and thunderstorms. If we wind it out, you can see as we watch another complex of rain to the south and west. All of this is going to kind of move to the east, and we may even see it as it's starting to become a line here from Breckenridge to Graham, become a line of showers and thunderstorms that will push through North Texas as we move forward for the rest of the day today. So yes, it may be dry here in DFW now. We've had a few thunderstorms, but we are going to have a better chance of showers and thunderstorms as we move forward. So 60% in coverage for the areas in the dark green, which covers most of North Texas, 50% in coverage farther to the south and east. If we look at it hour by hour here as we move forward, you can see it goes up 30% in coverage at noon, 40% in coverage at 2 o'clock, and then 60% at 4 o'clock, dropping back down slowly as we move forward through the rest of the evening. We'll better look at this with our timecast, plus we'll touch on the tropics. It's coming up in a few minutes.
All right, thanks, Sir Kalee.
Most of DFW right now. I've zoomed into the northwest edge of North Texas here, so we're near Decatur, where we have a good-sized thunderstorm here. We're not talking about severe weather, but we are saying heavy rainfall, also quite a bit of lightning with this. It stretches really right along 380 to Jacksboro and then up toward Bowie. So it's a good complex there where we have quite a bit of heavy rainfall. Now, if we wind it out, you can see that there's another area of rainfall to the south and west, and then there's going to be a line that kind of combines here as it elongates and really connects both of those portions, and it's going to move to the east. So after that point, we are going to see the chance for rain go up for everyone once we get into the afternoon. We're talking for DFW, the western edge, I would say, in the next couple hours, so 2 o'clock, and then really 3, 4 o'clock, and move through till about 6, 7 o'clock before it moves into East Texas, and then we start to dry up. Here's a better look at it with our timecast. Here's 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and you can see those showers and thunderstorms stretching from Sherman all the way down to Hamilton. Slides to the east. We'll stop it at 7 o'clock as it's still over spots in Dallas County, going into Kaufman County, Rockwall County, and then marching off to the east by 10 o'clock in the evening with a few sprinkles left over, but mainly cloudy skies. So if we look at the coverage, it's about 60% as we go through the day today. We will have another chance of rain as we go into the day on Wednesday as well. That's going to be about 50% in coverage, dropping to 40% as we go into Thursday, and then drying up as we head into the weekend. This is great because not only do we see rainfall, and this is one of our drier months of the year normally this year. In the next half hour, we'll go over where we are with rainfall, but this week we could add a 1/4 of an inch to 3/4 of an inch of rain across DFW, a 1/2 inch to an inch or more for spots along the Red River, and 1 inch to 2 inches or more farther to the south and west. So this is great. We love this for August. Plus, all of this rain helps keep those temperatures in check. So 90 is where I have our high temperature for Fort Worth today, 90 in Dallas, 89 in Denton. Our normal is 96 degrees, so we are quite a bit below normal with several spots, especially west, that's dealing with rain right now, staying in the 80s. Most of us will stay in the 80s as we go into the day tomorrow, and then as the rain coverage drops off, those temperatures go up and they go back to normal. By Saturday, 95 degrees will be the normal high temperature. That's where we'll be. 96 as we go into Sunday. I want to touch on the tropics real quick. We have a very active setup here. We have Fred that's moved inland. We have Grace. We have Henri, and those are 3 systems that we're watching very carefully here as we move forward. This storm, Grace, is right over Jamaica at this point and will continue to make its way to the west. 50-mile-per-hour winds moving to the west at about 15 miles per hour. So we'll touch on more of that coming up in the next half hour, but going back over the forecast for you, make sure you download the WFAA app. You can keep track of radar as this line of showers and thunderstorms marches to the east. 90 degrees is the high temperature with south winds right around 5 miles per hour, some spots up to 10. Scattered showers and thunderstorms early tonight, then clearing out as we go through the overnight hours, temperatures falling into the mid-70s. Here's a look at the 10-day forecast. We go into a more August pattern for next week, so look for it to be a little bit more on the dry side with temperatures staying in the mid to upper 90s as we move forward, Cleo.
All right, thanks, Sir Kalee. Not too
Rainfall in a short period of time. It's really not moving quickly away from these locations, so there could be some minor flooding north of Highway 380 here in northern Jack County and also Weiss County, so keep that in mind. I want to slide it out a little bit so you can see how it's kind of extending and connecting to another complex of rain that's to the south, and that will continue and kind of build together here, and then eventually that's going to move to the east here as we move forward. So it's going to be moving toward DFW here as we move into the afternoon hours. So it's going to take some time to get there, but if we look at the motion here, it's moving from really to the west to the east, and it's going to bring in some more rainfall. We had a few showers and thunderstorms earlier across DFW, and this line is going to move in probably, I would say, a little bit soon. This timecast has it at about 4 o'clock. I would prepare on the western edge for it at about 2:30, 3 o'clock this afternoon, just slightly earlier. But then moving through during the evening rush hour across DFW. I know that's not the best time frame, but be prepared for that. So you're going to want to give yourself a little extra time. Plus, you want to make sure that you have that WFAA app handy, and then you can look at the radar and get any updates that you may need. Not expecting severe weather, but there could be some heavy downpours, lightning, and some gusty winds with some of these storms as they move through. We'll keep you updated here on social media as well as on the website all afternoon and evening long. It's going to continue to move through as we move into the evening and into East Texas, and that coverage will drop off quite a bit. Rain isn't done though. We have another day of rain Wednesday and Thursday, 50% coverage on Wednesday, 40% coverage on Thursday, and then as we move forward into the weekend, no chance for rain as we move into Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. If we look at the rainfall forecast, though, we could add 1/4 of an inch to 3/4 of an inch across Dallas-Fort Worth and a 1/2 inch to an inch or more along the Red River. Higher totals down to the south and west where we see a huge complex of just rain sitting there this morning. That's going to aid to that 1 to 2 inches or more in some of those locations. But this active weather pattern that we're in is keeping our temperatures just amazing for mid-August. 81 degrees for Granbury today, 90 in Fort Worth, 89 in Denton. We should be right around 96. If we look at the high temperatures as we move forward through the rest of the week, we are going to keep that down in the upper 80s for Wednesday. Thursday, it starts to go up. When the rain chances go back down, those temperatures are going to go back up. But they're where we should be for this time of year. There's only been one day with triple-digit temperatures, and that was the first day of the month. Ever since then, nothing. And I'm looking in the long range, and I don't see that returning at least in the next 10 days. Keep an eye on it though. 90 degrees today, 60% coverage as we move forward into the really 3-4 o'clock time frame. It'll go up to that 60%. Light winds, and if we go into the evening hours tonight, mid-70s overnight with scattered showers and thunderstorms possible early. The coverage drops off throughout the overnight hours. Here's a look at that 10-day forecast. You can see though that we return to more August-like conditions as we go into next week. So I'll step aside here so you can see all of next week dry with temperatures bouncing around from 96, 97, 96, 97. So enjoy the nice gift of rain that we have this week, Cleo.
I'm enjoying it. Thank you.
Looking at really Weiss County right now, right over Highway 380, some of the heaviest rainfall, and that's been sitting there for a while in the same location. So there might be some minor flooding because of that. It's also kind of extending south and connecting with another complex of rain, and that whole entire line will continue to move to the east as we move forward through the rest of the afternoon. So if it's not raining now where you're at in DFW, it will later. So make sure you have that umbrella handy and you're paying attention to the radar. You can see the motion here as this kind of elongates and connects and becomes one solid line, and then it will continue to move to the east. Forecast for today, 90 degrees, scattered showers and thunderstorms with light winds. We will have those showers and thunderstorms around through the early evening, and then that coverage will drop off. Temperatures falling into the mid-70s. Let's go back over that 10-day forecast. Rain each day, at least until we get toward the end of the week when it drops off for the weekend. We are going to see our temperatures stay. They're going to behave as we move forward. We should be in the upper 90s. We're going to stay in the low 90s, even upper 80s as we go into Wednesday. Then next week, it's more August-like. We're going to see dry conditions. Temperatures are going to go back up. So enjoy this and this nice gift we have, because if you're new to North Texas, this isn't normal. Cleo?
What's not normal? The rain?
The rain in August. And the temperatures like this.
Okay, go figure. Nothing.
Even if it is causing a headache for you as you head home from work. So look at the radar before you jump in the car. Here's a line of showers and thunderstorms. We're not talking about severe weather, but there are pockets of heavy rainfall, lightning in the Metroplex right now. So we've got from downtown Dallas to the south and west, and that's going to continue to move to the east, stretching up 30 toward Garland and Rockwall. If we widen it out, you can see the past 6 hours of transformation here, where the most coverage is going to stay up along the Red River, but we just have this thin band of storms that's stretching south and west that's going to continue to make its way to the east. So we'll keep that chance for rain around through the evening hours tonight. So pack your patience as you get in the car, and make sure you grab that rain gear if you're going to be heading out. You can see that these rain chances are going to stick around through the day Wednesday as well. So even when we get a break later this evening, they're going to return for Wednesday. Here's a live look in Cedar Hill right now. You really can't see much there, can you? Joe Cool Lake is right here. You can't see that because the wall of rainfall that we have going on there. I posted a picture on our Facebook and Twitter of that rain before it arrived at the camera. Downtown Dallas, 78 degrees. You can also see the same thing, where it's such a heavy rainfall at this point that once you pass the bridge, you can't see anything else. And if we look here at what we have going on, if my graphics I think have frozen up a little bit, but we're going to have much more on the forecast, timing out again as we go into Wednesday, and then looking ahead at the weekend forecast that's coming up, Jason.
All right.
Now, where we are dealing with some very heavy rain in the heart of Dallas County right now. I want to zoom in and get a closer look at just Dallas County, and you can see the dark reds, the orange, the yellow. That's going to be a high intensity rain where we've seen up to 2 inches already have fallen in some of these locations, where we could see an additional 1 to even 3 inches depending on how long this sticks around where we're at. So flooding is going to be an issue for those spots that are prone to flooding. Please remember to not drive over flooded roadways. Now, if we widen it all the way out so you can see the progression of this line, you can see that it's been moving slowly to the east, and it will continue to do that here as we move forward. With the most coverage of rainfall over a larger area is going to be up near Sherman to Bonham, right along the Red River there, and that complex will continue to push to the east. So here's a look at what we have going on through 7 o'clock. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a little bit more backbuilding, bringing in another round of rain to spots like Fort Worth and Dallas as we move toward the 7, 8, 9 o'clock. By 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock in the evening, most of this is going to be off to the east and into East Texas, and we'll have several hours of dry weather. But we're not done yet, because Wednesday will also bring another round of showers and thunderstorms as early as the Wednesday morning commute. We'll watch for the potential for another line to develop that will move through, unfortunately, during the morning commute. That could slow you down. By the lunch hour and into the afternoon, we start to see it break up a little bit, and the coverage is much less as we go into 24 hours from now. It will be a little bit better for your evening commute, but not great out there right now. Here's what it looks like live in Dallas at 78 degrees out there. Here's at Dallas Baptist University. It's kind of very Halloween looking. Jason, check this out. Doesn't that look kind of just do-do-do-do?
It's like your own little decoration today.
It is. Here's a look. If I step over, you can start to see it lighting up a little bit, but those raindrops still coming down at Fair Park as well. You can see it if you look at the trees, those raindrops. 77 degrees in Fair Park. Also, the rain has dropped our temperatures quite a bit. So Dallas, you're now at 78 degrees, 74 in Denton, 71 in Decatur. That's compared to folks in Corsicana that are at 92 degrees, and 93 in Palestine, 89 in Athens. But don't worry, that rain is moving in your direction, but it's going to take a minute to get there. Now, as we move forward through the rest of the week, we are going to see temperatures once again in the upper 80s to right around 90 as we go into Wednesday. Still quite a bit below normal, and that's because of that chance for rain. But it's going to go up as we move forward into the weekend, and those rain chances are going to go down. But going back over the forecast for tonight, those rain chances are going to stick around 60% in coverage, dropping to about the mid-70s overnight, 74 degrees, light winds out there, but it'll be warm and muggy. Looking at tomorrow's forecast, very similar to today, 50% in coverage for the chance for rain. The majority of that's going to be in the early part of the day through the early afternoon, and then it will start to calm down. 10-day forecast showing you that we go back to more of an August pattern as we head into the weekend and next week. So we'll dry up, and temperatures are going to kind of bounce around in the mid to upper 90s as we go through the rest of next week. And we don't quite have a triple-digit temperature, but we get pretty close. We'll be right back. you have areas around you that normally flood, you're probably going to see that, so please don't drive over those flooded roadways. Dallas County still socked in with that moderate to heavy rainfall. Most of the heavy rainfall now just off to the east of downtown, but that's going to continue to slowly move east. So if you have to get out on the roads, it's going to be around for a minute. If we wind it out so you can see the bigger picture here, that line stretches all the way from the Red River all the way down toward spots like Meridian, Hillsborough, and that entire line will move to the east throughout the evening hours. If you look at this, I'll stop it at 6 o'clock. It's still kind of scattered throughout North Texas, and it will be around through the evening. By 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, I do think most of it is going to be into East Texas, and we will stay dry for a few hours, but then we're not done. More rain on the way as we go into Wednesday morning. I'll touch on that in just a moment, but some improvement from when we started the top of the 4 o'clock hour. 79 degrees. You can actually see on our Cedar Hill camera. 74 downtown Dallas, a little bit better here. We will continue to monitor the situation and have updates for you coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, a lot to talk about. We will check.
Going to continue to see these scattered showers and thunderstorms continue through the evening hours tonight. So have that umbrella handy if you're going to be out and about. Here's a live look in Dallas, a lot better than it was even just 15 minutes ago. 74 degrees there in Dallas because of that rain. Here's a look at our radar. We had a live update here. The rain downtown letting up completely. The moderate rainfall ongoing for spots from Irving up to Plano, Wiley, down to Garland, and over toward Terrell along I-20. So that's where you're going to see those pockets of moderate to even heavy rainfall. I'll step over here so you can see up toward the Greenville area along 69 up to the north. Also going to be more of that heavy rain. If we zoom in a little bit closer, if you're taking 175 south toward Kaufman, it's going to be dry, but just south of 175 is where you're going to have a pocket of heavy rainfall as well. So you're going to find these around North Texas. Really, if we widen it out, you can see the entire setup here. This line will continue to move to the east, but if you watch what's ongoing to the south here, it's going to expand and move back in. So some spots that are drying up now in DFW could see another round of rainfall throughout the evening hours. So we're getting some nice rainfall for August. Normally we don't see this, so bring it on. We love it. We will have a break overnight, and then once we get into Wednesday morning, another round of rain possible for your morning commute. So you're going to need to pack your patience for tonight and for tomorrow morning, and it's going to be around through the lunch hour. Once we get past the lunch hour, though, you see these showers and thunderstorms, the clusters kind of break up a little bit and move to the east. So the later we get in the day tomorrow, the better the conditions will be, and will stay mainly dry for your evening commute home. We'll keep an eye on the changes with that, but hey, what it's doing is fantastic. Look at these temperatures out there. 77 degrees in Fort Worth, 74 in Dallas, compared to where spots have not seen rain in the lower 90s. We are going to stay in the upper 80s to lower 90s for Wednesday and Thursday. Both of those days have a chance for rain as well. Rain chances go down for the weekend. Temperatures go back up to really where they should be. So if we look at the coverage for Wednesday, 50% in coverage. Again, remember, that's mainly for the morning into the early afternoon. 40% in coverage as we go into the day on Thursday. And if we look at the rainfall forecast altogether, we're looking at anywhere from 1 to 2 inches or more for this cluster here, a quarter of an inch to a 3/4 of an inch over DFW. Some spots I've already seen more than that. It just depends on those showers and thunderstorms. Here's a look at the tropics. It's a little bit more active here. I'll talk about which storms we have. We still have what's left over of Fred moving through northern Georgia. We've got Henri that's ongoing south of Bermuda, and then we have Grace. Grace is right along the northern edge of Jamaica there. And if we zoom in and just look at Grace, let's get an update. 50-mile-per-hour winds moving straight to the west at about 15 miles per hour toward the Yucatan Peninsula. Still going to stay well to the south of Texas, so we do not have to worry about Grace at this point. If we look at tonight's forecast, we've got those showers and thunderstorms scattered. Some of us are going to dry up, and we're going to stay dry. Other spots will have another round of rain move through. So just have that umbrella handy. 74 degrees by the time we get into tomorrow morning. Tomorrow afternoon, upper 80s for high temperatures and light winds. So nice, beautiful, still a little humid out there, but hey, at least those temperatures are not near the triple digits, right? Will they get there, though? As we go into next week, we are going to see the rain chances go down, and those temperatures are going to go back up. I think the closest we get to the triple digits will be Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday, but still just shy of it in the upper 90s, Jason. So we have got to thank Mother Nature for this amazing stretch. I mean, really the whole summer has been pretty good.
I know, it's really weird. I'm actually starting to like August. I
Oh.
don't think I've ever said that.